Hi all, welcome back to my channel, BK World TV. Today we will be continuing the build on Agora models DB5 from the 007 series, Pack 5, stages 31 through 38. So as you can see here in front of us today, we will be continuing the build on Agora models DB5 from the 007 series for Pack 5. Stages 31 through 38, so we got all the parts for stages 31 through 38, and I believe the last stages will include the third wheel and rim, spokes, as well as installing the tire. So that will be another, the standard build for that will be another tedious and long process, but well worth it in the end. So, but anyways, let's get started. So in stage 31, we will be fitting the rear chassis, which is in this little box here. So let's go ahead and open it up and pick out the parts for it. So as you can see, this is the rear chassis. It is metal, and we got some the DS02 screws here. So we will get the rest of the chassis that we've been building right here. As you can see, this is the rest of the chassis. So we'll flip the entire chassis over, and then basically the rear chassis for our stage 31 will fit into these three holes in the back here. Will just fit right into the screw mounts for it, and then we're gonna secure that in place with 3 DS02 screws. So we will go ahead and screw the rear chassis in. Okay, so now that the 3 screws are in right here, if you zoom in, see better, these are the 3 screws right there. So go ahead and tighten the screws up. Then once that is tight, that is basically it for this stage. So we installed the rear chassis. So if we zoom back out, so you can see the entire chassis better. So that's basically it for this stage. So now we'll move on to the next stage. So in stage 32, we will be building the rear axle. So as you can see, we got all the parts for the rear axle. So let's go ahead and open it up. So as you can see, these are all the pieces for the rear axle. So this side of the axle is metal, and then the rest of the pieces here are all plastic. Just to let you know. So first we'll be taking the bottom piece of the rear axle here and then placing these the pin caps, these plastic pin caps onto the axle. So basically it's gonna slide right in here. So the side with the hole is gonna basically face outwards, so it's gonna face that way. So because there's a hole right in the center here, if you can see, on both sides. So it's gonna basically, the pin cap is gonna go in that direction. So once we do that, we're gonna slide in this piece here, the spleen end of the pin. Right here is going to go into that hole and then right into the end cap. So it's going to slide, basically slide right in there. So we're going to go ahead and make sure the cap doesn't move. So as you can see, we now got the pins installed into the pin cap. And so basically these can slide in and out just like that. So next what we're going to do is we're going to take the differential cover here, which is plastic, and then basically it's going to slide, it's going to go in this direction here, and it's going to slide right into these 2 notches that's on the rear axle. It's going to slide in right just like that. One side of the screw hole for the differential cover has a notch into it, so it can only go in basically one direction. And then we're gonna secure the differential cover in place with two PS11 screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we got the differential cover installed. So we'll go ahead and slightly tighten the screws to make sure that it doesn't come off. So once that differential cover is in place, we're gonna align the top of the rear axle cover here. This piece is also plastic. So we're gonna go ahead and place that right on top there. So once we got the top of the rear axle in place, there's a big hole where the it'll slide right in. The top of the not the differential cover, but the rear axle with the bottom. So once we secure the cover in, we'll go ahead and screw the top and bottom pieces together with 4 DS02 screws. So the 4 screws will go in here, 2 on each side. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we now got the 4 screws in. So we'll go ahead and tighten up all the 4 screws. Then we're gonna flip the axle over, and then right here there's one hole there for one more screw, and we're gonna put a PS25 screw in through that hole. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So once that is screwed in, that is basically it for stage 32. So we basically assembled the entire rear axle with the pins on the end. So now we'll go to the next stage. In stage 33, we will be fitting the right rear brake disc and attaching that to the rear axle. So as you can see, these are all the parts for stage 33. So let's go ahead and get started. So in the first step, we'll be taking the rear hub, which is this piece here, and then installing the brake disc, inner portion of the brake disc. Right through there. There's a little pin that goes into this little hole. If we zoom in, you can probably see better. So this little hole is going to go into that pin. So basically it's just going to slide right in there. And then we're going to line it up with the pin right there. So it's going to click into place just like that. So next, what we're going to do is we're going to take the outer brake disc and then align that with the rear axle inside plate, which is this piece here. So basically it's going to slide in just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take the inner and the outer brake disc, and then we're going to screw both of them in. We're gonna align that with the screw holes. So basically it'll go just like that. And then we're gonna secure both pieces in place with 4 PS34 screws. So let's go ahead and screw that in. So now that these screws are in, we're gonna go ahead and tighten the screws. All the rear brake disc pieces are plastic, so don't over tighten them or you'll break the plastic. But you just want to make sure that's secured. So now that this piece is now that the brake disc is secured, we're going to install the rear caliper to the 2 holes on this side right here. If you zoom in a little bit more, you probably see better. So there are 2 screw holes there. So we're going to put in the caliper. The side of the letter R is going to be facing the top. And then we're going to screw that in with 2 PS21 screws. So you see we got 1 screw in. So we'll go ahead and put in the second screw for the caliper. And just make sure that the screws are in tight. So just like that. And then next we'll be installing that to the installing the brake disc. We just create our setup with the with the rear axle assembly. So basically the axle assembly will go just like this, and then we're going to install the brake disc on this side. So basically it's going to the metal pin is going to slide right through. And then as you can see, the shape of the axle is gonna fit the shape of the brake disc, so it only goes in one direction. So it's gonna slide in just like that, and then we're gonna screw that in with two PS14 screws. So let's go ahead and screw it in. So the screws will go in on the top and bottom. There's the two holes on the axle. So go ahead and put in the second screw. It is at a little bit of a weird angle, but not too bad. So you can easily still screw it in. We'll just make sure that the screws are in tight. So now that we have the brake disc, rear brake disc installed onto the rear axle assembly, we'll install the arm holder here. So basically for the arm holder, it's gonna install like the cross there. It's gonna install right in between the two brackets or holder there. It's gonna slide right in, just like that. Then we're gonna put in a metal pin. So this is the small metal pin. And then we're gonna slide that right into that hole there. So the smooth end is gonna go in first. Then we'll get some pliers and then push that in. Probably better do it this side. So just like that. May need to push it in a little bit more. So the pin will go in until it's flush in on both ends, right through there, right through the hole. So once that is done, we're going to take the bottom arm here, and then it's going to go right in between the arm holder we just installed. Then we will be installing, securing that with another pin. So another pin is going to slide right into that, into the hole. The end with the hole that goes through on both sides is the one that goes to the holder. Just to let you know, the other end doesn't have a hole on both ends, so that one will be mounted, I believe, later on. But we will go ahead and place the pin in. So again, the smooth end of the pin is gonna go in first. So now that the pin is in, we'll get a plier and secure that. Okay, now it's pretty much flush. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the other arm and then install that to the other side here. And then again, we're gonna repeat the same process again. We're gonna take the pin with the smooth end and then slide that in through. And then we are going to take our plier and just make sure that the pin is all the way in flush. Just like that. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to install the shock absorber here, which is this plastic piece. And then that shock absorber is going to go right into this big hole there. The shock absorber has two little pins sticking out. It's gonna go only in one direction. So just to let you know, so we're gonna slide that right in, and then we're gonna use a PS11 screw on the bottom side here to secure that in place. So let's go ahead and get the screw. So if we zoom out, that is it for stage 33. So we installed the arms of the shock absorber and the brake disc on this side. So now we'll move on to stage 34. So in stage 34, we will be fitting the rear left brake disc. The entire process for stage 34 is basically the repeat of stage 33. Just it'll be on the it's for the left side of the brake disc. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So for the first step in stage 34, we'll be taking the rear hub again. This time is for the left side. And then the inner brake disc, and then we're gonna put that in together. There's a little pin that's gonna line up with the hole on the hub, just like that. And then we're gonna set that aside. Then next, we're gonna take the outer brake disc and then install the rear axle inside plate on there. So it's gonna go in from the back just like that, and then we're gonna fit that over the plate, inner brake disc plate that we set up earlier. So we're gonna line that up with the 4 holes, just like that, and then we're gonna secure that in place again with 4 PS34 screws. So we'll go ahead and screw that in. So as you can see, we're installing the last screw now. And then we'll make sure that all 4 screws are tight. Then next, we will be installing the brake caliper. So again, the brake caliper will install under these 2 small screws where there's a notch around the outer rim, or the outer rim of the brake disc. Then we're going to secure that in place with 2 PS21 screws. So as you can see, we're putting in the screws for the brake caliper. So now that the brake caliper is installed, what we'll be doing next is we will be getting the axle assembly again, and then basically we're going to slide the brake disc, the left brake disc, through the metal pin here, and line up with the axle. Then we're going to secure the brake disc to the axle with 2 PS14 screws. So we'll go ahead and screw that in. Then we just make sure that the brake disc is tightly installed onto the axle. So now that the left brake disc is installed, we'll be taking the arm holder here again, and then sliding that right over the in between the 2 metal notch right there. So it's gonna just slide in and then click into place, just like that. And then we're gonna take the pin, the metal pin again, and then secure the arm holder in place. So we'll be needing a plier to push the pin in. So once the pin is in flush, it's pretty much secured in place. Then we're gonna take the arms again for the left side, and then basically we're gonna put the arms in just like that. Sorry about that. We're gonna put the arm in just like that, with the one side without the hole pointing inwards. So the end with the hole side is gonna point outwards. Then we're gonna put another metal pin in to secure that in place, just like that. And then we're gonna take our plier to push the pin in flush all the way in, basically. just like that. Then we're going to do the same thing onto the other side. So basically the arm's going to go in this way. And then we're going to put a pin in and to hold it in place. Then we'll get our plier and push the pin in flush. Just like that. Then we're going to take our shock absorber here. And then again, it's going to go in right onto this hole right there. So, and then we're going to secure that in place with one PS11 screw. So as you can see, now we got the left side of the brake disc, so the shock absorber and the arms installed. So that is it, basically, for stage 34. So in editing this video, I noticed for stages 35 through 38, it's going to take probably another additional 15 to 20 minutes. I did try to cut down a lot of the unnecessary portions of the videos, but it still was going to take much longer than originally anticipated. So I decided to cut down stages 35 through 38 to part 2 of this video. So in order to keep roughly a 20-minute time limit on the video, I wasn't sure if you guys wanted a very long video or not. So, but anyways, I hope you enjoy part 2 of the video, which will cover stages 35 through 38.